everybody. Welcome to another session of Healthy Habits Cooking Demos. We are going to be making a creamy kale pasta today. We'll be using some microgreens courtesy of Planted Detroit, and we'll also be using some vegetables courtesy of Eastern Market. Special shout out and welcome to Brilliant Detroit families and Project Healthy Community recipients. We're glad that you're here, and let's get started. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to boil up your pasta. This recipe calls for spaghetti noodles, but you can use any kind of pasta that you'd like. So you're going to want to get that start going, and then you're also going to start sauteing up your vegetables. So for this recipe, we have some white onion. You can use red onion, you can use green onion. This recipe calls for white. We also have some garlic, some peppers, and some tomatoes. So you'll throw your vegetables in there, get them sauteing. Now, if you're using cherry tomatoes, you're going to want to cut them in half so that the juices come out and they don't, basically so that they don't implode on themselves. You're going to want to cut them in half so they can cook evenly through. If you want to use fresh tomato, you just want to slice it into little wedges so that it can cook evenly. We'll add in some chopped garlic, and we'll also be adding in our seasoning mix. You'll mix all those guys up. It'll take anywhere from about 3 to 5 minutes for all the vegetables to cook on down. You do not want them to get crispy. You don't want to overcook them. You're basically just trying to cook them down a little bit and have them release all the liquid, which will help the pasta and the kale cook down as well. Now, while the vegetables are cooking, we'll pan on over here. This recipe calls for kale. You can use dino kale, curly leaf kale, any kind of kale that you have growing in your garden or available to you. We also have some microgreens. We have some mini kale microgreens. Now, once all the vegetables are sauteed, then you can go ahead and add in, do the heavy cream. We'll add in a little bit of flour, which is going to help it thicken up a little bit. Now, if you don't want to use flour, you could always use some cornstarch, which will just help it, again, just thicken up a little bit so it's not so runny. And we'll add in our kale. We'll do a little bit at a time. We'll help this one cook down a little bit so that it doesn't start overfilling or overflowing off the pot. You'll notice with the kale, the more that you cook it, the more you cook it down, the less space it takes up. It kind of shrivels up a little bit. While that's cooking, you'll want to drain your pasta. All right, now once all of your vegetables are sauteed, all of your sauce is added in, you can turn off the heat. We'll add in some pasta noodles. And then we will also add in the cheese. We'll add in some Parmesan cheese. If you are choosing Parmesan, I would suggest using the fully grated stuff so it's a little bit easier for it to mix in and easier to melt down. All right, once all of that is cooked, then you can transfer it over into your serving dish. We'll top it with a little bit of microgreens. All right, and there you have it. Your creamy kale pasta with microgreens. As always, please like and subscribe, share this video with your friends, and save for a later date. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you again for joining us for another Healthy Habits cooking demonstration. Please like and subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments.